The next speaker is Mohamed. Well, he's in the medical field, he's a radiographer, and I'd like to introduce Mohamed, who just wrote in his presentation. I mean, it's quite ironic because the next speaker, I was speaking to a young guy yesterday while handing out the flyers, and there was someone who's interested in the field that he's doing. There's a young guy in college and he was asking me about this, and I said, look, we've got this guy who's going to come to do the speech. It's the best time to meet him. We'll bring your CV down, and I can't see the young guy now, so it's quite unfortunate. I mean, there's a lot of young guys, they're doing the courses and finishing the course, but after they finish the course, they're on Hajjul Marat, they're on Hajjul Quran, and then here's the young guys, young professionals who are working in this field. So that's what we're trying to do. I think it's part of their own mischief. I think it's within themselves. I think they need to have confidence as well to find out these young Somalis. So it's a shame that we've got an electrical engineer, Hassan Mir as well. And also again, there's a young electrical engineer college right here. Because I've been handling a lot of people, I've met a lot of young guys, and I've been asking them what are their aspirations, what are they calling, what are they working in. And it's quite funny, it's all the jobs that they wanted. We've got the young professionals within our committee, so what's what we're doing for them. But again, I can't see them here, so it's really unfortunate bringing the salvation in here. Then we're going to meet them guys. So inshallah, that's the main goal is trying to get the young guys who are looking for this job, and the young guys who are already in there to make the disadvantaged slightly a bit closer, to the Somalis. We're quite disadvantaged, and it's a very bleak picture at the moment for Somalia. We're trying to make a change. And in London, I think about, from my experience, I think London is maybe 40, 30 years ahead of Birmingham. A lot of Birmingham Somalis here. I don't know, maybe civil engineers, electrical engineers, I don't know, a lot of accountants. There probably are, but they're not engaged in the community as much as we'd like them to be. There's a lot of Hispanic youth out there. I live in Alabama, I've lived there for a very long time, and basically where I go to I've staying in a lot of the time. Now it's all the little youth on Alabama, and it's quite disheartening to see that. It's nothing to really laugh about. It's really disheartening for a long time I've been living there, and I can see the change. A lot of Somali youth are taking a lot of the spots where a lot of people used to sit and just hang around all night. Measure Somali, and something that strikes us accordingly. There's all these jobs out here, there's all these professionals working. We need to make that connection, and inshallah, that's what we're going to try to do. We need your support as well. There's a lot of professionals out there that try to make the network bigger. So I'd just like to, without further ado, introduce our next speaker. Assalamu alaikum.
First and foremost, I just would like to thank everybody who came here and made it come here, and hopefully we can learn something from this experience and network, make friends. Maybe you're sitting to somebody who's doing the same course that you didn't know, so we can always take something from this. When I finished school, I went to college and I finished. I didn't know what to do and what course to apply for. So my cousin spoke to me, and I used to look up to him because he was a biomedical scientist. He went to university, and he even did masters, and he works as a biomedical scientist. He's very successful now. So he said do radiography, and I didn't really know what it was when I first heard radiography. I thought it was something to do with the radio, to be honest with you. But I did the research, so I advised each one of us, when they want to do a course, to do some research before you apply for the course. You need to do a bit of research on it. And then it looked really interesting. I started reading about it, and I started developing an interest to it. And also I saw that it's a type of course which is very useful for the job market. When you apply for a course, it's also important to think about that whether the course will help you get a job at the end of it. Because we know that many courses, when you finish them, many people don't get jobs after the course. It's not because there's something wrong with them, but it's because it's not really much in need when you look at the job market. So I saw that it was very needed and that there was also many opportunities as well. And when you apply for something and then you study it and then you end up getting a job after you finish university, you want to know if you can get more opportunity and if there's a promotion. So that's what I did. So university was, the first year is always the year that nobody works hard really. It's just you're new to the world, and then you just do what everybody does. But it's the second year when I realized that I really need to organize myself and I need to organize my time. And like a lot of Somalis, we do the things last minute. You know, I would hand in my assignment, I would do my assignment probably the day before. Although I passed, but still it's not really ideal. So I start changing my the method of work, and I start organizing myself. And as soon as when I was given that assignment to do, I started doing it on that day, and that really helped me. You have to also think about the resources, you know, getting help from different teachers and planning what you're doing properly. And you need to, I would advise anybody to go to as many teachers as they can to get, you know, good help. If you focus on, you might have a teacher that you like, but it's a good idea to go to many teachers. That way you have different opinions and different ways, they help you in different ways. So you need to be a bit smart about that. And you need to work hard, like everything. And I don't really need to go much into detail with working hard because the brothers before me did really spoke really well about it. You need to really work hard in anything that you do, but you need to be smart as well. You need to know, because I'm sure that some of the brothers that spoke know about that one guy or that one girl in the class who was really, you know, really clever, but at the same time, when it came to the mark, when they give your assignments back to you, they don't do so well. And then there's maybe somebody who's less intelligent, but they get a better mark. So it's not that, sometimes it's not how bright you are, but it's how smart you are. So you need to really think, always try to improve yourself in the way you do things. And also you need to keep the right balance with your social life and university, because in the first year maybe a lot of us are lazy, for the guys that, you know, play football, watch football, things like that. But you need to sort of keep a balance. You need to keep a good balance between your social life and university life, and not do too much of your social while you do in your own time. Try to always focus. It's only 3 years, but 3 years will fly by quickly. So you need to be really smart about that. And also, you need to, it's a good idea to get involved in, I wouldn't advise to get too much involved, but it's a good idea to get involved in, you know, different societies. I studied at Birmingham City University. I was involved in the Islamic Society. And sometimes that gives you a bit of motivation as well. Good speakers, and they give you motivation, so you keep in your Islamic side and your professional, your university life at the same time. All right, so radiography, there's different sort of modalities or areas within radiography. Now, when you're a student, you also go to a placement, so it's 50% placement and 50% you're at university. However, some universities, they do things a bit differently. They might have a little bit more placement and less university work, and vice versa. But the typical areas are general X-ray, where if, for example, you had an accident or you fell or something like that, your hand got broken, you go to the hospital. The first people you probably see are radiographers. They will take an X-ray. And that X-ray will show your bones, if there's any fracture, if there's anything with that. Fluoroscopy is It's an area which is focusing more on the digestive system and how that's working. If you've got any problems with eating and things like that. Portable x-rays, similar, it's just taking an x-ray, but you go to the ward, you will go directly to the patients, and you will be taking an x-ray of the patients where they are without them coming to where you are working. A&E is accident and emergency, and that's probably the busiest area, and that's the area where you will see sort of most accidents and people that have like car accidents and things like that. They will come to the A&E area, and it's quite sometimes you will see some shocking things. People who are from themselves from balcony, things like that, and very severe injuries, and at the same time, it's really motivating to sort of see beyond that and help the patient. Theatre is you go directly to where the surgeons are, they're doing operations, and you're helping with them. So these are the many areas that when you're a student, you do that. And when you graduate, you also do that. You also work that. You also do that in the hospital. But there are specialities. Like the brothers before me were saying, when you have a degree, you can keep improving yourself. You can get a promotion, and you can specialize in an area that you want to specialize in. CT is a cross-sectional imaging, ultrasound. Women, they want to know, got a baby, you have ultrasound, MRI, cath lab. So there's many exciting areas you can go into. I can't include them all, but so it's something to keep in mind. Personally, I graduated last year, but personally I would like to specialize in MRI. What are the skills that you need to be a good radiographer? You need to have people skills. You need to be able to work with different people. You need to have good communication skills. You need to have a caring personality. You need to have good teamwork. You need to be able to work in a team, and you need to have confidence. But confidence comes with experience. That's what I believe personally. But if you look at all these skills, these are the same skills that you probably need in any job anyways. So if you feel like you have these skills, then you could be a good radiographer. Why should you do radiography? If you feel like you fit the criteria, what I mentioned before, and you feel like you can do that, then I think you should go for it. As soon as you graduate, the likelihood of getting a job is very good. Job security is second to none. If you like working with technology, the radiography is for you. Every day is a new experience. So when you come to the hospital, you see something every day. So it's a new experience for you. Also, you're increasing in knowledge. So you're learning something every day because you're seeing new things. There's many opportunities to specialize in. There's many. You get a promotion. You could specialize in the area that you want. You could even become a consultant, a manager. You could even go into teaching. And British radiographers are considered to be amongst the best radiographers in the world because of the technology they work with and the knowledge they have. Okay. How do you, if there's any students that are going to college or doing sixth form, to get into radiography, when I had 300 UCAS points, but now I think they're asking for 320 UCAS points. They made it a bit harder now. You need to do physics, biology, chemistry. If you have that, that's really, really small, so you should do that as A-levels. It's a good idea to visit your hospital and get some work experience, even going around the department, having a look for yourself. That would help you. But if you're a radiography graduate, so you've done radiography, then if you're with a small percentage that didn't get a job, then a good idea would be to do locum. Locum is when you are employed by an agency but you work in the hospital. There's something called bank radiographer. It's nothing to do with the bank. It's basically you're working as a radiographer, but you're working whenever they need you. So they will call you, and that's when you work. And you really, if you want to get a job in any field, really, sometimes you need to do it yourself. So you really need to go there and give your CV in. And give it to the manager directly. Don't give it to people that work there. They'll probably throw it in the bin. You know? So, or phone them. Do it. You have to try. Sometimes you have to really phone, give in as many applications as you want. This is the only way to do it. Right, so there's some more information about becoming a radiographer. I've listed some websites there that are really useful and some websites that whoever wants to apply for this course can go into. So later on, whoever wants, I've printed these out, so I've got them in paper. So whoever wants this, I will give them personally. And whoever wants some more information, I'll give more information to them. So last final words. I think the thing that should motivate us is hard work and success. But I've included a quote by Ibn Qayyim, who is a famous Islamic scholar. He says, if you do not work hard and face difficulties along your way seeking glory, you will never taste honor and relief when you attain victory. So that's what I want to say.